So good with you.
With you, too.
I wish it was always like this.
Well, it could be, you know. If you would just leave Betty.
Oh, please, Astrid, let's not go through that again. You know I can't.
Yes, I know. Oh, my God, look at what time it is. I have to be at the prison in 1 hour.
Do you think they'll release him? We have a lot riding on it.
I'm almost certain they will. Then let the games begin. Tony Fielding reinvented himself while in prison. He became a gifted, compassionate writer. He now has a secure job waiting for him on the outside as a junior editor of Whitburn Publishing. Mr. Fielding will not become a burden on society, but an asset to it. Now, I've supplied you all with a soon-to-be-released copy of his book. I ask you, please, just read the book. And I thank you in advance for your careful consideration.
Thank you, Miss Sinclair. But perhaps we should hear from the saint himself. Mr. Fielding?
I know I've done wrong, and I'd like to do what I can to make it right. But if you don't think I'm ready, I'd be the last one to argue. I can spend another 3 years here if you want, and I know I deserve every last day.
Very touching, Mr. Fielding. But I have a major problem with your making a huge profit off of a book based on your crime.
Mr. Fielding's contract with Whitburn Publishing stipulates that any profits that he accrue be donated to charities.
I see. All right, then, is there anyone present who would object to this prisoner's release?
Yes, I do.
And you are?
My name is Rita Lance. I'm a homicide detective with the Palm Beach Police Department. I was Tony Fielding's arresting officer.
Please, continue.
Tony Fielding was a gigolo who preyed on distraught women. He swindled Palm Beach widows out of $2 million over a period of 3 years. 4 of them he severely beat. And the last one he bludgeoned with his fists. He attacked me when I tried to arrest him, and I had to shoot him in the leg to save my life.
Everything Detective Lance says is true, and I'm sincerely sorry.
I am here to ask you to please keep this psychopath behind bars where he belongs. Surprised somebody with your brains would allow Fielding to con you like this.
I happen to believe people can change, Miss Lance. I also happen to believe in Tony Fielding.
Be careful, Miss Sinclair. Tony Fielding is a very vicious man. He has killed before, and I think he's going to kill again. Next time, it could be you. Excuse me.
Yeah, Steve, it's Chris. Did you find any prints? None? Damn. Hey, Sam, what about the fibers from her hair? Yeah, okay. Keep trying, man. We were back to square one on the pentagraph shooting. The gun was wiped clean, the fibers from her hair, they were synthetic. Could have come from any place.
You know, what difference does it make? We put them away, and they let them out.
Ooh. In a good mood this morning, are we?
Take a look at this.
You think he's gonna come after you?
If he does, I will set my sights higher this time. I don't believe this.
What do you got? Simon Marks, president of Whitburn Publishing, cordially invites Rita Lance and guests to a coming-out reception for Tony Fielding? You gotta be kidding. 9th day of April, 1993 at 7 o'clock in the evening. You're not going, are you?
No, I'm not going. I don't know why they even invited me. Of course, if I did go, I would have a really hard time not raining all over his parade.
Probably ruin this whole evening.
It probably would.
So, who's your guest gonna be?
Who do you think?
To your long and very bright future.
Couldn't have done it without you, kid.
Oh, you did all the work, Tony. I'm just glad I was in a position to help. Maybe you better sip that. We have a pretty long evening ahead of us.
Yeah, I guess so. This is my first scotch in 7 years. I forgot.
I'm sure you have quite a few firsts still ahead of you.
Well, there's something else I haven't done in 7 years. And right now, I'm as ready as a salmon swimming upstream.
Easy, Tony. I think you have a few dams to jump before you reach a spawning pool.
Can't blame a guy for trying.
All right. Now, how are we gonna work this? I mean, what's the routine? Am I gonna have to work with the butterfly net or what?
No. I'm just gonna have a quiet little word with him, let him know that he's back on my turf, and he had better watch his step.
Right. Get the butterfly net.
Ah, and who might you be?
I'm Rita Lance, and this is...
Of course. So glad you could come.
This is Chris Lorenzo.
I'm your host, Simon Marks, president of Whitburn Publishing.
If you don't mind my asking, what am I doing here? I mean, Mr. Fielding and I are not exactly on the greatest terms.
Well, isn't it obvious? You played a major part in the Tony Fielding story.
Simon, introduce me to your attractive friends.
Now, this is Rita Lance. She was Tony's arresting officer.
And who might this be?
This is her guest, Chris...
Lorenzo. Chris Lorenzo.
Betty Whitburn Marks. So nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, too.
Oh, my. He's beautiful.
Our man of the hour, if you'll excuse us.
Sure.
Stunning household. Mm-hmm. That's the first time I've ever been picked up in one breath and blown off in the next.
Tony.
I've heard so much about you. I've never met a gigolo before.
Forgive my wife's bizarre sense of humor. A woman this beautiful can be forgiven anything.
Come on. Let's go check the place out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the author of Whitburn Publishing's next bestseller, Crime of Love, Anthony Fielding.
Hi, Tony. Andrew Fowler, DVDRip. So what's it feel like to be out of prison?
Well, it feels pretty good. A little bit scary. None of it would have happened without the help of Mr. Marks.
I had very little to do with it, really. It was Astrid Sinclair's unshakable and persistent belief that turned the key. If anyone needs to mount her campaign, she's the lady to call.
A campaign isn't all she mounts.
Now, Mr. Fielding will chat informally about his personal experiences and be happy to autograph your pre-publication copies of Crime of Love.
Yeah?
How can they treat him like some kind of returning hero?
Nothing but the money, honey.
You know, I think this was a bad idea. Let's get out of here. I don't want to be any part of this.
What do you think? Should we wear our specs before we leave?
Sorry, I am fresh out of respect. Let's go.
Would you excuse me? Excuse me.
It's the Jeep.
Oh, you're leaving so soon? That's okay with me. You wouldn't have made my A-list.
Well, you know which one of my list you're on, Tony.
So why'd you come?
Just wanted you to know I have your parole officer's phone number. You even wink at a widow when I'm hitting my speed dial. You'll be back doing laundry where you belong.
You got that, Tony?
Who are you?
I'm the guy that would have put the bullet in your head instead of your leg.
One wrong step, Tony.
Enjoy your party.
Tony.
Hey, how you doing?
Max Hurwitz. I got a gut feeling that your life story would be a natural for network TV, and I'm talking big budget, top director, maybe even get Kevin Costner to cross over and play you.
What do you mean, network TV?
Okay, no problem. If the material is too graphic, we can always go to cable. Either way, you stand to make a bundleissimo.
Well, that's nice, but right now I can't make a
No,
profit.
no, no, that's just on the books. It works different on the coast. I mean, you're talking to the man who put Blairwood Slasher MOWs on all three networks in the same week. Trust me, Tony, we can make a lot of money together.
Max, get your thumb out of my author's windpipe. Tony, a lot of people I want you to meet.
Tired of pressing the flesh, huh?
Yeah.
I bet there's one kind of flesh you haven't pressed yet.
I bet you're right.
You want to change that? No, not here. There's a table in the pantry.
We're running low on cheese log. Now get out there with the guests, where you belong.
Yes, ma'am.
Your timing's almost as good as your sense of humor.
I didn't mean to ruin your fun, Tony. But if anybody's gonna get a crack at you, it sure as hell isn't gonna be the help.
Come again?
You haven't had any in 7 years, right?
Yeah, and right now I'm feeling all 2,555 days of it.
That's very exciting.
What about your husband?
Your benefactor? I'm his benefactor. You want me to go ask his permission?
I get the feeling you don't ask him about much of anything.
You got that straight.
I hear there's a table in the pantry.
No.
No.
Tomorrow, when we've got the house to ourselves.
Go ahead, Tony. You give me a reason to blow your head off. No, I thought you were smart enough to stay the hell away from me.
Hey, relax, okay? You have nothing to worry about. You're about the only female mammal on this planet that I wouldn't jump on right now. Look, I was out of line at the party. I'm sorry. I just wanted to talk to you.
You have nothing to say that I want to hear.
Why don't you just back off and give me a chance? I'm not gonna hurt nobody. That Tony Fielding died a long time ago.
Yeah, so did the woman at the bottom of the stairs.
Hey, there's nothing I can do to bring her back. I did the crime, I did the time. Now I just want to get on with the rest of my life. Look, I caught a big break with this book thing. Can't you just cut me a little room here?
Oh, sure. Yeah. You take one step over that line and you're going to be right back in that little room.
Why do you hate me so much?
Because I saw what you did to that woman, and I know what you would have done to me. You got him fooled, don't you, Tony? All but one. And I'm going to be standing right there cheering when you go back in.
I'm going to prove you wrong.
I doubt that.
What? No goodbye kiss?
I didn't want to disturb you. I'll probably be late. Astrid and I have to work on the talk show schedule.
I want you to fire her today.
What?
I don't care if you're making it with her. But I'll be damned if my father's company's gonna pay for it.
What are you talking about?
All these late nights. The room you keep at the Atlantic Vista Hotel. That so-called booksellers convention in St. Kitts last month. I could go on.
I don't know where you get your information from.
From a PI I hired 6 months ago. I got pictures that would curl Sinead O'Connor's hair. She's out of Whitburn Publishing today.
She's a major asset. You stand to make millions from the Fielding project.
Astrid goes, and you're only losing a major piece of asset. You lose me. You lose everything. Have an interesting day.
Now, a print on the fridge matches Pendergrass's brother-in-law, but he was legitimately there yesterday, okay? Now, also, we got a break with the gun. The serial number might have been scratched off, but with the stress x-ray, we might be able to pull a matchup off Jimmy Hoffa's fat butt, which would be found underneath your desk. Are you with me so far? Case 7952 to Rita Lee Lance. Hello? Anybody home?
I'm sorry, what?
Come on, Rita, we're behind on this. I need a little help.
I know, I am sorry. I just cannot get Fielding out of my mind. It's not right that he is out. He's gonna hurt somebody.
You did your job, and that's all you can do. No? Well, come on, what are you gonna be, his personal cop for the rest of your life? No. But besides, their guy's a hell of a lot tougher than Fielding that got out a lot earlier. Gotta let it go.
I am trying to, believe me. It's just, it's been 7 years, and I still cannot shake the look in his eyes when he almost killed me. I saw a flash of it again today in the garage.
Come on, Rita, you did your job. The system is doing its job. It's time to move on. Besides, we got a fresh killer to catch, and the system hasn't even had a crack at this guy yet.
You're right. Enough is enough. So, have you found anything new about the print on the fridge? What? What?
Betty's had a PI following us. She knows.
That bitch. I can't believe it.
And she's given me an ultimatum.
What kind of an ultimatum, Simon?
What'd you guess?
So what am I supposed to do, Simon? Just pack up my things and forget about the 10 years I've invested into this company?
Look, I'm sure we can come to an arrangement on the side.
I don't want some arrangement on the side. I worked my way up from copy editor. I earned my name on that door out there. I personally guided 10 of those books onto the bestseller list, and I'm supposed to just walk away from that because your nymphomaniac wife has a double standard. Is that it?
No. It's because she owns the company. If she divorces me, and neither of us will have a job.
I really thought you loved me.
I do. Very much. But she's got me between a rock and a boulder. What do you suggest I do?
I don't know. I don't know. Please don't. Don't. All right? I really need to be alone right now, if you don't mind.
Where have you been? I've been waiting for over an hour.
Well, I had something I had to try to take care of.
Yeah? Well, I've got something I'm dying for you to try to take care of.
I'll do my best.
Oh, I know you will. So, how about it? Are you up to it?
No, not yet.
Come on, Tony. Get with it.
Hey, what do you want from me, huh?
More.
More? This will be the 4th time.
Well, I'd hardly count the first 2. And I'm just getting warmed up.
I'm sorry, but I can't keep up.
Yeah. You are sorry. I thought you were supposed to be this, hot swordsman. What does it take with you? Money? Is that how it works with you guys? Do you think I could get what I need for a couple of grand? Okay. You got me hustled. I'll give you $2,000. Now earn it.
I can't.
Gentleman gigolo. What a joke. My pool man's got more staying power and he's in his 50s.
You got some mouth on you.
Yeah? Well, at least my equipment works.
Hey.
It's a forensics when the call came in. Definitely looks like Fielding's work.
Could be. According to the maid, he and Betty had themselves a little interlude this afternoon. Looks like he clocked her with his dumbbell.
Tried to tell everyone, Chris.
Yeah.
So we know where he is now?
Nope, nobody knows. Well, I got the maid downstairs in the kitchen, and her husband, Simon Marks, is in the den. Why don't you go ahead and tackle the maid? I'll go talk to him.
All right.
And then he came out of her bedroom.
What was his attitude?
He was furious. I don't blame him. She emasculated him.
Did you hear her scream? Any kind of commotion at all?
No?
Do you usually listen at doors?
Sometimes.
Did you see Tony again after the argument?
No. I was visiting with the pool man.
Hey, where were you this afternoon, sir?
At the office. Then I had a dentist appointment. I was there when my secretary called and told me what happened.
Do you have any idea who was on the property at that time?
The maid, the pool man, I suppose, and Tony Fielding.
Tony Fielding. You know for a fact that Tony Fielding was here.
It's only a guess. He was living here. I encouraged him to take the week off until he assumed his duties with Whitburn Publishing.
Where is he right now?
I don't know.
Mr. Marks, are you aware that your wife may have had sex with Tony this afternoon?
That doesn't surprise me.
Why not?
You had to know Betty. She had appetites that... Well, I couldn't keep up with them.
That make you jealous, sir?
In the beginning. After a while, I just looked away.
Simon, I'm so sorry. I just found out. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I still can't believe it.
Oh, do they have any idea who did it?
They think it might be Tony.
Tony?
Yes. Tony. Guess you got off easy this time, huh?
How could I have been so wrong about him? Are you sure?
Yes, Miss Sinclair. I was sure before you got him out of prison. And according to the maid, Betty nuked his manhood when he couldn't perform up to her standards.
Yeah, every man's nightmare, but people don't usually kill because of that.
Yeah, we're talking about Tony Fielding here. It might have just been enough to push him over the edge.
What do you say we go ask him?
What's going on?
Where you been, Tony?
I took a ride on a bike path around Lake Worth. I had some thinking to do.
What about Mrs. Marks?
Yeah, among other things. Why, what's going on?
Now you're going to go for another ride, Tony.
Come on.
Of course my prints were in the bedroom. I've already told you a dozen times I had sex with her this afternoon.
She busted your hump about it, too, didn't she?
Yes. Yes. Okay? Yes.
If I remember correctly, you had a violent argument with the woman that you killed 7 years ago. It's because she didn't think you were worth the money. She refused to pay you. Did Betty refuse to pay you?
No.
Oh, so she did pay you?
No. I don't do that anymore. Not for money.
Well, the maid says she overheard her offer you $2,000.
I didn't take it.
So why did you kill her
I
then?
didn't kill her.
Oh, I think you did.
All right, look. I'll admit, I came about this far from punching her lights out. It took everything inside of me not to belt her. But I got a grip on it. And when I left that room, she was alive.
What'd you do when you left the bedroom?
Back to my room. I collapsed. I was exhausted and I'd been drinking.
When'd you wake up?
About an hour later.
Is that when you went for your bike ride?
Yeah. I needed to clear my head. When Mr. Marks came home, I was going to tell him I wanted to move out.
Why? Because his wife stir-fried your precious male ego?
Well, I wasn't going to put it that way.
Look, at this point, I must insist that you either charge my client or release him.
Oh, we'll charge him.
Rita. With what?
Motive, opportunity, and MO.
Really? I'd love to be a mouse in the corner when you try to sell that to George Donovan.
He is a convicted killer, George. He was making it with Betty Marks. She took his ego off at the knees, and he beat her to death. That is his MO, and that's why he was in prison.
There's no physical evidence. Look, I can't file on suspicion. It's a legal thing, remember?
It's almost a copycat killing of what he did last time.
You couldn't invent a better patsy.
I don't need to invent one. I got Tony Fielding.
You know, maybe your personal feelings are clouding this a little for you, Rita.
And maybe you're being a little too cautious because you're running for district attorney.
You know, that is a cross...
Ho, look. Let's just slow down and take this from another angle. Somebody wanted to get rid of Betty Marks, right? Now, ruling out a crime of passion, what's the next rule?
I don't know. George, are you sure about this?
I'm sure there's not a prosecutable case against Fielding, and I'm not going to file a bad case.
You won't be filing any cases out of homicide, Donovan. Roy Conroy put me in charge of your entire caseload. He said he wants a more aggressive profile for the DA's office down here.
What? He can't do that.
Oh, he can do that. He's your boss, remember that. And he's reassigning you, too, to prosecute delinquent taxpayers. That ought to look great on your campaign profile.
Not on your life, Weems. I'm going to fight this.
Now, what's with this indictment we're bringing?
None at this time, Mr. Weems.
The case isn't ready yet. We'll be in touch.
I still can't believe she's gone.
Oh, don't tell me you actually miss her.
No. But it must be such a horrible death.
I'm so sorry. I mean that.
Are you?
That she's gone? No. No, not really. Sorry that I could have been so wrong about Tony Fielding. I feel somewhat responsible for all of this.
You couldn't have foreseen this.
No, I know that. It's just that I've never misjudged someone so badly before. There is one positive aspect to all of this. Now that she's gone, we'll be able to take our relationship and Whitburn Publishing to new heights.
Can you believe this? They think I killed your wife.
Full of nerve showing up here.
What?
Why aren't you in jail?
They had to cut me loose. They didn't have enough to hold me.
That doesn't change the fact that you slept with my wife. Now get your things and get out of here.
Well, I was planning to, but...
Then do it! And for your information, I'm suspending publication of your book.
Suspending publication?
You made a fool out of me! I mean, the press are having a field day.
Astrid.
We were in your corner, Tony. How could you do this to us?
But I didn't!
Please don't. I don't
Get
want to hear
out.
it.
Get out! Before I call the police.
I should have stayed in the joint. There was a better class of people in there.
Julie, hi. Listen, I hate to ruin your day off, but I need to ask you a few questions. What is it like being a part of the Marks household?
It's like trying to have a picnic on the end of a runway.
Meaning?
Meaning screaming matches, slamming doors. They were always at each other's throats.
When was the last time you heard them argue?
Yesterday morning.
You remember what they were fighting about?
She accused him of having an affair with Astrid. She said that she had pictures, and if he didn't fire her, that she would divorce him.
Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day off.
It was a far from perfect marriage. Any of my friends could have told you that. I suppose they already have.
Did she threaten to divorce you the day she was murdered?
She threatened to divorce me 3 times a week, Sergeant Lorenzo. The past few years, our marriage was little more than an arrangement. Sorry she died the way she did. She was a terrible person, but she didn't deserve that.
Does this have anything to do with why she threatened to divorce you, sir? We found him in her desk drawer.
Yes.
She issued you an ultimatum, didn't she?
Yes.
And then you fired Astrid.
Yes.
What was her reaction?
She was stunned and hurt. More than a little angry.
I want to know what her physical reaction was. Did she cry? Did she throw things? Did she pack her office? What?
She just said she wanted to be left alone for a while. And she left.
What time was that?
Sometime around noon.
An hour before Betty was killed.
Can't think Astrid had anything to do with this?
Yes, sir, I can. Her job was on the line.
Yeah, but she's brilliant. She can catch on with any major publisher.
Whose idea was it to have Tony Fielding move into your house?
Astrid's, but I went along with it. At the time, it seemed like a good PR ploy.
Was she in love with Tony Fielding?
No.
Why not? She went to a lot of trouble to get him out of jail.
Fielding was just a project. She's in love with me.
Was she in love enough to try to save both your jobs?
I don't know.
Where is she?
She wanted the day off.
Thank you, sir. Set. Wait a second. Here she goes. Let's follow.
There they are. But why doesn't this surprise me?
Maybe they're in it together.
You don't think I know what's going on?
No
Huh?
idea. We've been talking.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
So now you believe me?
Yeah, you told me so. What's going on, Tony?
Nobody ever believed in me before she came along.
You sure have a strange way of showing your appreciation.
No kidding.
This whole thing was a scheme. Don't you see that? I know I didn't kill Betty. So I got to thinking, she is the only one that could have set me up.
What the hell are you talking about? You know you did it.
No, you did. That's why I wanted to meet with her, to tell her I knew. Only she started handing me all this, how disappointed she was in me crap. And, well, I just kind of blew.
Just kinda, huh?
You know, I think I knew the truth last night. When I saw her and Simon Marks sitting by the fire, all nice and cozy, probably talking about how she wants to redecorate the mansion.
You are so wrong.
Yeah, wrong to trust you. Wrong to think you cared about turning my life around. She just wanted Betty out of the way so she could move in on Simon. Or maybe they were both in on it together.
That is not true.
That's not true. You're gonna deny you had an affair with Simon Marks? Let's cut the crap. We saw the pictures.
Very explicit pictures.
We've been together for about 3 years now.
He fired you yesterday.
He had no choice.
Maybe you had no choice. You wanted to save your career, your job?
I didn't get where I am because I slept with Simon Marks. I got there because I take risks and I'm good. But that doesn't mean I killed Betty. There were times when I wished her dead. I admit that, but I am not capable of killing another human being. I was at the company library all afternoon. You can check it out.
We will.
It had to be you.
You're awful quick to throw your protege to the dogs.
Wait a minute. One day out of the joint and I'm going to kill someone? Look, maybe nobody believes me, but I'm trying real hard to put all that crap behind me.
Fine, so if it wasn't either one of you, then it had to be Simon Marks.
No, it couldn't have been Simon.
Why not?
Well, in the first place, I don't think he has enough courage to do something like that. And,
And?
It means Simon's been planning this for the last year and using me to set Tony up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
At least I wasn't wrong about you.
What, are you kidding me? Look at you, Astrid. Assault is a definite parole violation. You are going in.
I'm not pressing charges. I don't blame Tony for this. I blame Simon. He used all of us.
You buying any of this?
One way to find out.
Well, it's all been like a horrible nightmare right now, and I've no comment at this time. My God, what happened to you?
Tony beat me up. I think he wanted to kill me.
Tony, but... Bastard.
He thinks you and I killed Betty and framed him.
Bastard.
He's demanding $25,000 within the hour or he'll go to the police.
No, I'm going to the police.
No, don't. Please, please. Listen, if we deliver the money to him, he promised he'll jump parole and we'll never hear from him again.
Well, that's ridiculous.
It's not. When it happened, it made me realize that he was half right. You killed her, didn't you?
What?
Please don't deny it. I've had enough betrayal for one day.
You think I killed her?
I know you killed her. And Tony will go to the police. Now I know I can pass a polygraph test, can you?
I hope the hell you guys can hear me.
Here they come.
Right, here we go.
Conniving bastards bring my money?
Yes, Tony, it's all right here.
Well, let's see it. I don't trust you. Either one of you.
I suppose I can't blame you for that. But until you beat her, Astrid was on your side. She had nothing to do with it.
You expect me to believe that?
When she first brought up the idea of publishing your book, I remember the Mailer Abbott debacle. I knew you and Betty were made for each other, and I could find a way to blame her murder on you.
Just about nailed his coffin.
The both of you should rot in hell. Now, where's my money?
Sorry, Tony.
Hey!
You wouldn't be in this mess if you didn't sleep with other men's wives.
Tony, run!
You're setting me up! Stop it!
Tony, is he okay? You're all right? Just okay, it's okay.
So much for the perfect crime, Simon.
Thanks for the best. I owe you.
Yeah, I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, go ahead and tell. I want to have one of those little dimples in the middle, okay? Hey, George, what's happening?
Hey, stranger.
Howdy. Just thought you'd like to know Simon Marks has been indicted for murder in the first degree.
Well, I hope your man Weems can handle it.
Yeah, well, he's no George Donovan, that's for sure. How you doing?
Losing sleep, no appetite, gaining weight. Besides that, fine. But I appreciate your asking.
Sure. Sergeant Lance.
George, what's up with the career? You gonna run for DA?
Well, at this point, I only have two ways to have a career. Win the election, and that'll be tough. Or it would be worse, would be to drop out of the race and spend the rest of my life sucking up to Roy Conroy till he decides to retire. That'd be really tough.
So which way you leaning?
Today or yesterday?
Today.
I honestly don't know at this point. Well, look, I gotta get out here. A lot of evil tax evaders to prosecute.
Hang in there.
I'll let you know.
Talk to you.
All right.
Thanks. Well, that was Astrid. She finally got Tony Fielding a publisher for Crime of Love.
And?
And he's going to write a new book on the Simon Marks case. He wants to interview us.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you gonna do it?
I think I will.
So, Sam, does this mean that you changed your mind about Tony Fielding?
No, not exactly. I don't think he's dealt with his problem yet. The rage or whatever else it is that was inside of him that made him commit those crimes, that's still there. But I'm willing to give him a chance. And maybe by writing about it, we'll help him get rid of it, get a handle on his life.
Wow. Well, I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
You know what? I'm taking you to lunch.
You're taking me to lunch.
You're damn right I am. A lobster dinner on me.
Well, I'm not going to pass that up.
How's the tie?
It's great. Come on.